right, Evan, start with you about an opening statement.
Yeah, it's that time of the year where everybody's pretty excited. We get on a plane 2 days from now to head down to New Orleans, and we'll be there for 10 days. So it'll be kind of like a spring training for our team and the opportunity to play against some quality opponents and be outside for about a week and a half is something that we're looking forward to.
What are some of the challenges that come with spending that long on the road to open the season and some tough opponents as well?
Yeah, I think we've got our work cut out for us with Tulane and Nicholls State and LSU, all coming off postseason runs last year, all regional teams. So, but we know that, and I think one of my philosophies early on is to try to test ourselves as much as we can to get us prepared for conference. So. The challenges will be right now getting there because it looks like some weather's coming on tomorrow night, and then but once we're there, like I said, being outside for 10-day stretch early on is a really big opportunity for our program, not just to play games but to get 3 practices in as well. So I think we'll be able to the goal is to find out kind of who we are before conference hits, and but yeah, we're excited. It's going to be a challenging trip, but like I said, we're looking forward to it.
I guess for any of you guys, how big was it to you guys probably spent like a week outside practicing when the weather was nicer. How big is that to be able to get some time outside before you get played or you play a game?
I think that's huge for us. Being stuck inside over winter kind of sucks, and it gets long and dragged out, and you get tired of it. So when we can get outside, especially here in Omaha when it's cold and we get a break in the weather and we can go outside and play a few inter squads, and that's just huge because you can see the ball differently. Everything happens, and you can see it how you're going to see it come this Friday.
I don't got anything. That was good.
You talked about the tough stretch you guys had. You're playing the number 3 team in LSU, but then your home opener is also against Nebraska, who's top 25. So just talk about the experience of having top 25 teams, tough opponents in the non-conference to set you guys up for that conference slate.
Sure. You want me or one of these guys?
All of it, yeah. Anyone.
Yeah. I mean, I think Coach Porter likes to say, we want to play those teams early in the year that we want to play in the postseason. So, I mean, LSU, they are always in the postseason, and Nebraska is always a good challenge. But, I think it's exciting playing those caliber of teams, and we'll be able to test ourselves pretty early and see what we're made of. But, I think it all builds towards conference play, and then that's what we're really focusing on.
Yeah, totally agree with that. And I think the biggest thing for us is to not worry about, they're a top 25 team sort of thing. Just go down there, play loose, play our game, and stay within ourselves and not try to do too much.
Well said.
For all of you, what's it been like with Coach Ruf coming in and what he brings to the team experience-wise and just as a coach?
I got this one, I guess. Yeah. It's been great having Coach Ruf, guy who has been to the highest level and been successful and played against the best, and just his baseball wisdom and how he thinks about the game and the way he's able to share that with our hitters and with everybody on the team. I think that's just brought us up like a whole another level.
Can you speak on that?
Absolutely, yeah. So I've been fortunate to know Darren for the past 20-plus years, and I said this at our season kickoff the other day, but Darren, obviously, big leaguer, 9 seasons in the MLB, 3 in South Korea, some major moments in postseason play, but above all that, he's a major league human being and just a wonderful person to be around every day. And it's made me a better person and coach, and certainly our players. So just the professionalism that he brings in and day out after living that life for the last 15 years has been a really good example for our guys, and the way he teaches and speaks to our players is it's awesome. And watching him coach, even though it's his first year in the collegiate coaching world, he was kind of destined to be a coach once his playing days were done. So, yeah, we couldn't be happier that Darren's on our staff, and he's been nothing but great since day one.
Hey, how motivated is this group coming off of last year? Not exactly the way you guys, I'm sure, wanted it to go, but some to build off of too. What's the message, and how hungry are you guys?
Very motivated. We started off the season not very good last year and sort of turned it around once we got to conference, which was a great step forward. And ultimately, we fell short in the conference tournament to NDSU, which was a crushing loss for us. And that's been on all of our minds for all the guys who were there last year, and even the new guys coming in. Like, we're not going to let that happen again, and we're committed to working hard all fall and all winter and coming ready to roll in the spring.
Yeah, I think just to second off what Cardell said, I think we have a lot of new guys this year too, so just them kind of embracing that challenge of we're not going to let what happened last year happen again. So, yeah, I think it's super important to get off to a good start this year and be super competitive, and then as we build into conference play, gain some confidence, and then into the conference tournament. And I mean, we expect to be right there in the championship game, and so that's our expectation.
Yeah, they said it best. I think we did not get off to a good start last year, but testament to the guys on the team, they stayed consistent and they kept working, the same way they would have as if we had gotten off to a good start. And then I think that was the key to us being successful in conference. And they did well enough to be able to host the conference tournament here in Omaha this year. So I guess that goes back just to the type of people we have in our program. The players are just really strong and consistent in their work ethic and really everything they do. And I think that was a key to last year that has carried over this year. And now it's Cardi said it, I haven't slept right since the conference tournament last year, so now it's time to get it going.
Is Brayden, I know a lot of the starting staff is gone from last year, and I know you could move into like one of those weekend roles. I guess where have you felt like you've improved from last year to this year?
I think in all aspects. I think a big part of my improvement last year was going up to Duluth in the Northwoods League with Cardell last summer. And it was kind of just good to get away from Omaha. I mean, I'm from here, so I spent a lot of time here. And it was kind of fun just to enjoy the game of baseball without having a bunch of pressure on myself. I feel like that's what went wrong last year is I kind of put too much pressure on myself in certain moments and felt like I had to be perfect. And then in the summer, kind of just played carefree and just had a lot of fun with baseball, and then carried that over into the fall, which was super successful for me, and then into the spring, which has been really good so far, and I'm excited to get going.
Coach Porter, I just want to ask, I saw that you pulled in some international players, especially one from Italy. What was your reason behind that?
Well, there's an international player sitting right next to me, and he's pretty good for us. So I've got a really good connection in Germany. I actually played there for a season, and somebody I know pretty well there runs one of the better academies in Europe in Regensburg, Germany. So the player was Eduardo Cornelius, who you're talking about. He was originally committed to Maryland, I think for a year or two, and then the rule changes came out, and he was one of the odd men out for them. So we had recruited him before, but he had been committed for the last year, and then his recruitment opened up, and we still had a need in the middle of our infield for next season. So it worked out, and unfortunately that's kind of a more common thing happening to high school players is with these new roster changes. We have to be ready to adapt, and I think have spots available is going to be really key to getting really good players like Corneli.
All right, any more questions? All right, you guys are good to go.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.